Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, with all of my famous theatrics, here are 3 things that Brinkley RV does not want RV consumers to know. And number 2 is an absolute bombshell that even I wasn't prepared for. So with that being said, welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I am the host, the the honey badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some other things. Now, before I launch, a couple things. Number 1, I owe a couple of Brinkley RV customers that own Brinkley RVs and Greg Carson an apology. Yeah, I know, you're probably going, what is he talking about? Well, I'm going to get into that when I get to number 2. Because number 2 on this list, I owe Greg Carson and probably about 2 or 3 dozen Brinkley RV consumers or Brinkley RV customers a big apology. Number 2, before I launch, is the fact that these are allegations, at least the first 2 are allegations made by actual Brinkley customers. These are people that actually own a Brinkley RV, and it also comes from RV insiders. I am not, and I refuse to post anybody's names, to give anybody's names, to give any VIN numbers, to give any locations, nada. Okay, so don't ask. I'm not going to give away these people. They've asked for my strict confidentiality, and you're going to find out why, because number 2 is a bombshell. Okay, so you could point what you want at my head, you can threaten me, you can attack me from all angles, and just like with the Grand Design frame failure / frame flex situation that has now turned into a class action lawsuit, I am not giving away anyone's info. And look what happened there. All right. Number 1 that Brinkley RV does not want you to know just started happening recently, ever since the whole Greg Carson versus Nate Goldenberg situation. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences when it comes to certain things, okay? But what I did was, as a lot of you know, I get a lot of my service information not from dealerships, because dealerships, unfortunately, are not going to give you 100% of the truth. I get it from independent service shops across the United States, Texas, Oklahoma, up and down the East Coast, up and down the West Coast. These guys have been instrumental in helping me basically, how do I put this? They've basically been able to give me information and then explain information to me to where I understand it like a golden retriever. And in exchange, I've been teaching them how to social media market their own business for free. So it's like an exchange of information, right? Because I feel bad. I'm getting all the info and giving nothing back. Well, I've started giving something back finally this year, and I'm very happy about it, even though it's little things here and there. So here's what they told me. So in the recent days, I made notes here. See, as you can see, I made notes. Okay. So in the last couple of days, one technician that had 4 Brinkleys on their lot to do upgrades. This wasn't warranty work. This wasn't, anything that was dealing with Brinkley RV, the factory. So this guy, he had 4 Brinkleys on his lot that he ordered parts for. And in the last 6 days, the customers canceled their orders, canceled their service appointments, canceled, watch this, even having any work done over at the service shop, and picked up their Brinkleys. They're not the only ones. There are service shops across the United States, independent shops, And one service guy told me that the customer let slip that Brinkley told them that they are not allowed to service it at an independent shop, even though they're getting upgrades. They have to do it at a Brinkley certified service center. Now, as a lot of you know, as I've explained before, the way this investment group has worked and why they're so successful and why they're so good at building a company up and selling it off for maximum profit is they control the narrative. Okay, so they did it with Grand Design. Oh, frame failure too soon. Anyway, so what they do is they control any flow of information over the internet for the first 3 or 4 years. Because that's about the max before stuff starts getting out. Because you got 5-year-old units that are ready for roof reseals, they're ready for axles, they're ready for brakes. And so these guys go, okay, I'll just go customer pay my stuff. And then all of a sudden, independent shops, independent techs start like, oh, look at this. Brinkley says they do this. Brinkley says do that. In fact, I believe that all these Brinkley coaches are being allegedly pulled out of service centers that are independent shops because of videos that have started to go viral about water leaks, floor damage, roof problems, common problems that Brinkley RV claimed that they don't have. So when you start talking about normal problems that the entire RV industry has, and Brinkley says they're completely different than everybody else, and then you start to find out they're not that great, it starts hurting the marketing. And remember, they haven't been able to sell the company. I don't know if they're going to sell, but I would say history says, and this is history says with this group of folks, they sell off a company within 5 years. That's including boat companies that they've started. Now, I don't find anything wrong with that, in a way, okay? Because I'm always split about that, okay? I'm an RV guy. I believe the Alliance RV guys are RV guys, so the Brady boys are RV guys. Pablo at Genesis Supreme RV, he's an RV guy. From what I understand, never really talked to the man too much, but apparently Doug Gettard at Forest River is a real true RV guy. So the reality is that these guys have had a history of investing, building a company, building a marketing, putting something on a platform, and then selling it off for maximum value. So if that history stays true, then this makes sense why they're having these Brinkleys allegedly pulled off independent service shops. The thing is Brinkley RV service departments are not allowed to film negative things or perceived negative things. So Nate Goldenberg, I wonder, what are you hiding? What are you hiding where you are allegedly having these coaches taken off independent service shops? What happened? Now I want to know, what happened to you guys trying to outsource to independent shops to have certain repairs done? Are you scared they're going to film it? Are you scared that, are they not signing a non-disclosure agreement? Are they not signing an NDA that you feel comfortable to have them actually do it where they can't film it and post it online? Are you scared about that? I would say the video you made opened up a can of worms, and that is a great segue into the bombshell number 2. Now, to understand the bombshell number 2, we have to go back to when I launched my video, and Greg Carson's video, which was great, by the way. By the way, Greg, I do owe you an apology because you were right. I'm going to give you a little history in this real quick. But first, let me tell you about this. I got so many text messages and so many emails from Brinkley customers. These are people that own a Brinkley RV and RV insiders after my video. And the majority of them pointed out that Nate Goldenberg in his video let slip that they closed down for a year to look at their warranty claims to see what they could get better at. I've been told that that is a politically correct 10% truth. Did they do that? Did they go over their warranty claims? More than likely, I'm going to agree that they probably did. I wasn't there, but I'm going to agree that they probably did. But now I have to go back a little bit. Greg Carson released a video with our Brinkley RV customers that was claiming that Brinkley RV has frame failure / frame flex, as you know. The same exact problem as Grand Design RV, but in different locations of the coach. I came online because I started talking to guys because I looked at the pictures of the cracks. So and by the way, the dozens of Brinkley RV customers that have emailed me these cracks and videos of these cracks on these fifth wheels and these travel trailers, because it's fifth wheels and travel trailers. It's not just the fifth wheels like Grand Design, okay? I owe you an apology too, because I told you guys that there's no possible way that it was frame flex or frame failure. There's no way. It couldn't be true, okay? Because they changed the chassis and it's a different thing. They learned their lesson from their days in Grand Design. There's just no fucking possible way it's frame failure. It's got to do something with the lack of flex in the wall, because it looked like a big stress crack, okay? That's what it looked like to me. Now, I could not inspect them in person. I had to go off of, video and photos, and I had to send those videos and photos to different guys I know in the industry to get their opinion, and they said, my opinion is valid, but they're not sure, okay? So, I gave Brinkley RV all these props, okay? All these props about taking care of the customer. I didn't care that Nate Goldenberg was full of shit about it's an adhesive problem. I didn't care about that. He could be full of shit all he wants, okay? It's the internet. Do what you got to do, right? But I owe these people an apology because I was wrong. So I'm going to read you a text message I got 15 minutes after the video I released the other day. And it says, this is from an industry insider. We're talking about a high-ranking official in Indiana. We're not talking about, some bum that walks in that changes out claws and drops off parts. We're talking about an actual person that's legitimately at the top of the food chain in the RV industry. He doesn't live in Indiana that I think of, but he is one at the top of the food chain. Cracking in the well, let me start at the beginning. Dear HB, man, cracking in the fiberglass is caused by frame flex / frame failure. What happened was Brinkley engineers took frame prints from Grand Design. Most of the engineers that I'm aware of are from Grand Design and Grand Design's original frames. But here's the interesting part. Nate Goldenberg, in his part of the video, says that they took a year off to, quote unquote, quote unquote, look at their warranty claims so they can improve. Now, that might be partially true. And as you said, he imitates a certain governor in our great country. Brinkley leased a building for that year to do all of the frame repairs. And that building was on Lombardi Drive in Goshen. Then I had another insider. Dear JL, of course, you probably figured out that they've known me a lot longer than the other person. Just to let you know, Nate Goldenberg let slip in his video that they took 1 year off to look at warranty claims. Well, as you know, you don't shut down factories for 1 year to go look at warranty claims. Normally, you do that during normal shutdowns. Normal shutdowns, as you know, from being in the business as long as you have, are normally during year model change for a few weeks, Christmas, holidays, could be a couple weeks up to a couple months. And of course, we try to do at least one other shutdown to go over warranty, parts, and inventory. Now, not every manufacturer does it the same. Some do 3 shutdowns, some do 4, some do 2. Some divisions of different companies, including Thor, Forest River, Nexus, and everybody else, does have different standards of when they do a shutdown. What was occurring was Brinkley RV was repairing frames, and apparently, allegedly, they were also having these customers sign a non-disclosure agreement, so that way they did not talk about it on social media and were paid an undisclosed amount of money. Boom. So I started reaching out to some of the people that are customers of Brinkley RV to see if I could get someone to confirm that, because that's a hell of an allegation. Okay, so basically it appears, and this is the appearance, let me put it this way: if these allegations are true, these 2 allegations are true so far, Brinkley RV has been lying to the RV community and the RV consumer base. Now, I'm not going to say they're a pile of crap at all. I've never said that. I've been in Brinkley's. I've been told I can't film them because when I walk into places like shows, they know what I'm there for, because they don't want my negative opinion. They don't want the ugly and the bad. They only want the good and the great online. That's just good marketing. That's just good strategy. I understand it. It doesn't mean it doesn't make me wonder, like, what are you hiding? But they've been put on this pedestal. They're overrated, overpriced, overhyped, and now they're having the same problems, allegedly, as Grand Design RV. And instead of going public with it, they're hiding it. And instead of allowing these service shops, independent service shops, to do their thing, to raise awareness, they're telling customers, allegedly, get them off that independent service shop lot and take it to a Brinkley thing, otherwise we're going to cancel your warranty. What do you have to hide? What are you hiding? I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be very blunt here. I have never, and as Chris Jericho would say, ever heard or seen Forest River, Keystone, Jayco, Heartland, Cruiser, Nexus, Genesis Supreme RV, Alliance RV. I have never, ever heard from an independent service shop that people are being told by the factory to pull their shit off their lot and don't have it taken to anyone else but a Brinkley place. Never. I have never heard that. In fact, how about this? Oh, I'm on my phone. I'm recording on my phone. I was like grabbing my phone for another text message. I got a call from a good, like, he's become a friend of mine, okay? He's in Nebraska. He owns his own mobile repair shop, okay? And Forest River and Keystone have been hammering at him for the last 2 months, like, hey, we'd love for you to be on our team. We want you to do warranty work for us. This is an independent guy. This is a guy that does Instagram videos. He shows bubbling in fiberglass, delamination. He shows it all. He shows Forest River problems. He shows Keystone problems. And they're like, hey, man, we want you to be a part of the warranty team. There are guys that are a part of their independent shops that are Jayco warranty centers. And they film all the bad shit about Jayco. Do you see Jayco coming out? Do you see Bob Martin coming out going, "When they're picking on me. Oh, they don't understand how we build it. When? I mean, do you hear that from Bob Martin at Thor? Do you hear that from Jeff at Keystone? No. Do you hear that from Kyle Miller at Cruiser RV? No. You don't hear that from the Brady boys over at Alliance. You don't see some jerk off coming online and talking shit because he thinks that's the right thing to do. See, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, everybody right now that's a Brinkley lover and a fanboy and going to talk absolute shit about me. I want you, before you put your comment, because I'm about to get to number 3, before you put in your comment, before you send me a nasty email, before you send me a nasty DM, I want you to think about this for 1 second. What if Nate Goldenberg did not do that video? Would this video exist? Probably not. If Nate Goldenberg had been transparent about these allegations, because if these allegations are true and you hid them, it means you're no better than what happened to Grand Design. It means you're no better at taking care of the customer. It means you're no better at taking care of the client. You're no better at warranty. You're no better at building them. And you are, without a shadow of a doubt, need to get the hell out of the RV industry. Because at this point, you're the laughing stock of Indiana, you're the laughing stock of the community, and you're the laughing stock of the dealership community. And you know what sucks? And now I'm going to get into number 3. I feel bad for the other investors in Brinkley. I actually do feel bad for the Finnick brothers. I feel bad, or I should say the Finnick boys. I feel bad for the employees working in the warehouse, working in the service areas. And by the way, I'm going to have a video in 3 weeks here that's going to film every other day that someone drives by the Brinkley customer repair shop to show you how full that place is. It's enamored full. The lies need to stop. If these allegations are true, they need to come clean. And they need to stop gaslighting people. This industry needs to stop gaslighting people. The buck stops here. And that leads me to number 3, which is not an allegation. This, where I write it down at? There it is. This, I wrote down, and what I can do is, if you go to page 158 of the Brinkley RV warranty manual, boy, that's a lot of pages in to get to this. This will tell you and expose to you why the Dustin Simpson video stung so much. It says exterior seals should be inspected every 6 months by the customer. So when you go in, you're supposed to do it every 6 months. If you go look at most other warranty packets from other manufacturers, it's every year. Not everybody. There are some that's every 3 years. This is the second one I've seen where they say the exterior seals should be inspected every 6 months. Now, they're not telling you how to inspect them. They don't tell you where to inspect them. They just put it right there every 6 months. It's almost as if saying, let's have this vague thing up there that says, oh, by the way, you have to inspect your seals every 6 months. Well, I inspected my seals every 6 months and the coach is leaking. Well, you didn't do it at a Brinkley service center. Well, it doesn't say that there. Oh. Well, it says you have to have it inspected, so you really have to have it inspected professionally. Well, it doesn't say it there either. It just says it has to be inspected. Dealer expectation. This is where shit gets fucked up. Dealer expectation. Dealer expectation is exterior seals should be inspected every 3 months. So when you own the Brinkley, you're supposed to inspect it every 6. When you're a dealer and it's on the dealer lot, it's every 3 months. Watch this. Then the dealer is expected to replace the seals once a year. Again, why is the dealer expected to replace the seal every year if it's such a good fucking seal? If you're so good at sealing from water intrusion, and you're so good at, you do things so innovatively, it's so innovative, but yet the dealer has to replace the seals once a year, and it's on the dealer. It's not a warranty claim. How many dealerships out there are actually going to do that? How many dealers are going to go out every 365 days and replace a seal? And the way it reads is you, the consumer, have to take it to the dealer to have them replace the seals every year. And the dealer has to pay for it themselves. Brinkley doesn't pay for it. That's how it reads. It reads like basically we have a way out. So if the floor rots and there's complete water damage and there's fucking mold in the trailer or the fifth wheel, oh my God. That's on the dealer. They got to fix it. Because the next one is that they have to resolve, the dealer has to resolve water damage that has occurred to lack of care. Failure to maintain the RV correctly by the consumer or by the dealer will result in the warranty being canceled. Wait, hold on. Boom. So all Nate Goldenberg's bullshit that he put on that thing about they're really well built, but sometimes we have water intrusion. So basically you're stating that it's on the customer and the dealer, not on Brinkley. That's how it reads. It's basically if your floor rots, so we'll use the Alabama people as an example. Your floor rotting means Brinkley gets to wipe their hands. If you have mold in your coach, if you have black mold in your coach, Brinkley Manufacturing gets to wash their hands because of this disclaimer inside their warranty. You take them to court, they're just going to go, well, you signed up and the dealer signed up, so go sue the dealer. So basically, at the end of the day, you're trying to not only hide the fact that you build a subpar coach compared to what you charge, but at the same time, you decided that you're going to put all the angst on the dealership. So in conclusion, Brinkley RV is not a bad unit. Even with everything I talked about, it's not a bad unit. I think they do a lot of good things. I think a lot of manufacturers do a lot of good things. But for everything I just discussed, if the 2 allegations are true, and with this thing in their warranty packet, I will tell you right now without a shadow of a doubt, I now feel even stronger that they are overpriced, overhyped, overrated, and do not deserve best in industry. I would take an Alliance, a Rockwood Flagstaff, a Keystone Cougar, a Jayco Eagle. I would take an Outdoors RV, an Arctic Fox, a Nash. I would take all 7 of those products over any Brinkley, anytime, anywhere. Now, again, this is not about them being bad. This is about them lying. Because if these allegations are true, what do you have to hide? What are you really hiding? So until next time, remember, RV stands for what? Toolkit and sense of humor.